Hello, my name is Lila Allen. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Rune Reading Project, day whatever. We are going to be doing a quick rune reading today with a few slides. So it's been an excellent day today, so I'm hoping to bring that energy into the reading. Wanted to make sure I got it done. So alright, let's get situated. And let's find out what the universe would like us to know today. Intriguing. Okay. The runes for today are Othello and Perthro. Perthro is the rune of the fates, of outside influences, of luck, in a way. The rune itself of Perthro is a cup or a cauldron, though it's on its side. And so often Perthro is considered the lots, like the lottery, or the three fates, the three women that cut and measure and weave the threads of our lives. Perthro means those things that come into our lives that we have no control over and possibly even no calling of. Perthro is things that happen. The lottery is the example used because you don't have a lot of control over that in a legal in a lottery that nobody's controlling. Alright, I could rephrase that, but I can't think of the word, so we'll keep going. Because you pick the numbers that you want, and you tell the universe that these are the numbers that you want. And either the universe says, okay, yes, it's finally your turn, and your numbers get picked, or the universe says, no, somebody else jumped in line. There is, of course, some would say, well, you can foretell what numbers are going to be pulled, which is possible, but it is still a game of chance, because even in foretelling, it is only the possibility of things happening. There is no guarantee. Somebody could change their mind at the last minute and sneeze, and therefore the 4 becomes the 5 on the dice. So there is no guarantee of what it's going to be. It is a certain amount of chance, of luck, of outside influences. The wind blows harder or softer. The rock tumbles down, so the river flows a different direction. All these little things, the butterfly's wings, that we can't take into account in our day-to-day, that affects us. This is what Perthro stands for. Back to the short term, outside influences, things we have no control over, things we have no influence in ourselves. In a way, it's things that are influencing us. The other rune that came is Othello, which is the rune of ancestors, the rune of things handed down. This one came up around Thanksgiving time, so at that time it meant a lot to me about traditions, habits that are handed down from families. But it could also be DNA, medical issues, genetic issues. It could be land that's been in the family for so long. It could be the death of a family member, and therefore the things that come from that, which, while people think in terms of wills, money that comes down. It could also be debt. It could also be responsibilities. Because the family has been the landowners, they are responsible for these people and have always been responsible for these people or for this land. So the things that come down from family, again, are outside influences. They are not things we've necessarily chosen, except as much as you believe that you're chosen to be born into a specific family or situation. They are things that we inherit. We inherit the responsibility, we inherit the skills, we inherit the money, we inherit the medical conditions, we inherit the traditions. Some things we find ourselves doing and all of a sudden go, oh my goodness, that's just like my mother, grandmother, sister, the family relationships, habits that come up because we're used to seeing them or feeling them, or we, imprint upon a person and therefore start copying their mannerisms. So outside influences that can be directly traced. All right, take a deep breath. So we have Perthro, which is outside influences from the world, from the universe, things we have absolutely no control over, possibly things we don't expect. We go along, we do what we can, we live our lives according to our credences, but we do not get to affect so much what comes into our lives. We can do our best to avoid or be included as our nature dictates, as our belief systems dictate, as our prayers prefer. But some things are just going to happen. Natural events, earthquakes, season changes, hurricanes, these things happen. Presidential elections happen. Sometimes wars happen. The economy, while we each contribute a part to it, eventually will take a life of its own and happen. So in a way, Perthro could be the mob effect of events. Little things start things rolling, but then it becomes this big event that just happens to people. So, outside influence is going to come up, or come in, or show up today or tomorrow. You don't have any control over the influence that's going to come in. The control you have is how you react. Subsequently, there's also things that are coming in from family, whether it is tradition or medicine, responsibilities or gifts. Again, things that we don't choose to have come in, we don't ask for. There are things that happen to us. We do get to choose how we react to these things. We do get to choose how we respond, who we include in our reaction, whether shit continues to roll downhill or the buck stops here. So, the runes for today are outside influences. Influences from the world, influences from the family, events or situations or responsibilities or gifts that we don't have any control over. So what does this advice mean? It means be true to yourself in your reactions. Be open to positive things. And if it's something that comes in that feels negative or heavy or uneasy or that you don't want, help your reaction, plan your reaction, work on your reaction so that your response is something that you can be proud of the next day. That when you look in the mirror, you don't go, oh my God, I don't believe I did that. You go, you know what? That is how I would react again. So I accept myself and know that that's what it is. One more time. Outside influences are going to be affecting our lives. Things from the world, things from our families, our ancestors. We don't have a lot of choice in what events are coming up and what influences are coming in. The choices we do have is how we continue the cycle, how we react to the events, how we pass those things on, or what we do with the gifts, the events, the influences that come into our life. So, whatever these events, whatever these influences, happy, sad, heavy light, dark light, expected, unexpected, take a deep breath, check yourself, and accept what your reaction is. You have as much right to your reaction as all these other people who set these things in motion. And therefore you get to decide what you do with these gifts, these influences in these events. And you get to decide if your reaction matches your actions. Just because you feel like killing somebody doesn't mean you have to. Just because you feel like hugging somebody doesn't mean you have to. Thank you very much for listening. I hope that made sense. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you.